Today, more demo. We're working in what is going to be eventually the dining room. We're in the bay room on the main floor, and this room is the room that we intend to make the dining room. But for today, you got it. More demolition. So we're going to get to work. All right, so this is something that you usually do not see in old houses, and that is a single joint where all the lath end at one spot. So this left half, if you were watching, I don't know if you could tell it or not, but this came off in just big, huge chunks. I mean, like the whole sheet was coming off at one point. And then this part, it was coming off in little bitty pieces. I believe that the left half, this half, was the original plaster that was done in 1875, and then this side of it, the plaster was done, when they converted it in the, in the early 19-teens. So, but every one of these lath, it looks like they just took their little hatchet. I mean, back in the day, they all had a hatchet and a hammer, and or a hammer that was also a hatchet, and they just cut those off. From a plastering standpoint, you never want a single solid joint like that because it leads to cracking. That's why they always overlap the lath. I mean, you can, if you look up the rest of this wall, you can see, where the lath get overlapped back and forth, and that created, so they didn't have a single joint, and it created a much more sturdy plaster job. But even these right-hand lath, I don't know if the camera can pick up the huge difference in it, but standing here looking at it, you can tell that the right-hand lath is definitely more machine cut, it's more uniform. The left-hand stuff is definitely split. I mean, that was how they split it. I mean, they split pieces of it off, and there was a machine that did that. It just, just split them off, and they could run through them. But these here, these are more uniform. They're more cut. So, just more. I don't know what might have been right here originally. I have no idea. This was the back wall of the house. There is no planking. Excuse me. There is no planking down here on this part. When I did the front, when I did tear off the front wall up here, there was planking still, even though it's eaten up with termites at this point in time. You can see that there was still a little bit of the original planking on the wall. So, you know, you can see it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up right here in this little dark corner or not. Doesn't look like it's going to pick it up, but you can see that there's still planking that runs, you know, it runs still between these two door frames. So there's a little bit of the planking still left. But on this wall that would have been the back wall of the house, there is no planking. And, you know, obviously there's definitely been an addition or a change or something. You know, obviously they put the staircase in. I don't believe the staircase was ever here originally. But, you know, something that you can just see and you go, yeah, that's just not right. That's just not the way they would have done it 150 years ago or even 100 years ago. It's just, you know, just more of the secrets being revealed. Mentioned more than once that I plan on recycling and reusing as much of the old woodwork, the old pieces, everything that I can. But here's the dilemma that I keep running into. This, 16 inches long or so. I have more pieces that are this length than I do that are 6, 8, 10 feet long. When people go in and they start converting houses on the cheap, which is basically is pretty much evident by the way things have been done on here. When they converted it from the house to the duplex back 100 years ago, I mean, they did it on the cheap. There weren't a lot of carpenters back in the day that would put 4 or 5 pieces like this around a door frame. I mean, I took, this is another piece. This was on a door piece. So was this, and this is what I've run into a lot. I say I want to reuse as much as possible, but I'm not going to replace like this. I will replicate this piece. I got no problem with that, and then replicate it on 10-foot long boards or whatever, and then use the pieces of it. I've trimmed a lot of houses and done a lot of different things over the years, and I might have used 1 or 2 of these pieces in a house just because we were running short of material at the end of a job or whatever, and you try to put it in a very inconspicuous place, maybe a bathroom or something along those lines, or a laundry room, or the back side of a door in a closet or something along those lines. I have done that. But the majority of the pieces that I've taken apart in this house, like I said, I have way more pieces that are shorter than 3 feet than I do that are longer than 6 feet. So, we will reuse what we can, but there's just, this conversion was definitely done on the cheap. There's no way to deny it. You look at all the things that have been cut off. You look at the way the things have been trimmed. You look at, we took window sashes, double hung window sashes, and turned them in, put hinges on them, and turned them into windows that, that just swing in and out. So, it's what we've got. It's what we're working with. So we just keep on doing it.